Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. CARICOM plans to feature Shagaramas, its birthplace, in the upcoming 50th anniversary celebrations. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Tuesday, 6th June 2023. Details after this important message.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Shagaramas, the birthplace of CARICOM, will be featured in next month's 50th anniversary celebrations of the regional body. Minister of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Amory Brown, shared some of the details of the celebrations when he addressed the media on Saturday. The anniversary celebrations will be part of the next CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Port of Spain. Dr. Brown said they will use the event to showcase the immense cultural talent from the region. He noted that the Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerrit, will chair the meeting. TTT News has more.
Shagaramas, the birthplace of CARICOM, will be featured in next month's 50th anniversary celebration of the regional body. Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Dr. Amory Brown, shared some of the details of the celebrations when he addressed the media on Saturday. The anniversary celebrations will be part of the next CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Port of Spain.
The official meeting of heads and celebration will occur from the 3rd to the 5th of July, and on the 1st and the 2nd, we will have some sporting celebration. There will be street races and other elements that we are planning along with the CARICOM Secretariat.
Dr. Brown said they will use the event to showcase the immense cultural talent from the region. He noted that the Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerrit, will chair the meeting.
What we are planning is that we would utilize Shagaramas. We have to have a commemoration in Shagaramas itself, but the main venue for the heads meeting will be at the Hyatt Hotel in Port of Spain.
In another TTT News item, confirmation that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has been investigating a report of sexual assault and exploitation at the heliport in Shagaramas since April.
Responding to a front-page article about a detainee at the National Detention Center in Shagaramas having accused persons at the center of sexual assault, Superintendent Claire Guy Allen of the Special Victims Division said the matter was referred to the unit by the Commissioner of Police.
Instructed me to conduct investigation relative to misconduct and sexual exploitation at the immigration station in Shagaramas. Several persons were interviewed and certain information was disclosed. No sexual exploitation was disclosed at that location.
Meanwhile, Senior Immigration Officer Lawyer Ramcharita said the female detainee was first picked up in March because she entered this country legally. She added, on learning of the allegation via social media post, it was discovered the detainee had left the detention center at the heliport. She was then picked up for a second time and questioned regarding the alleged incident.
She was handed over to us and subsequently placed at the Immigration Detention Center and referred to the counter-trafficking unit for screening. Subsequent to that, she was placed in the care and custody of the counter-trafficking unit, where she remains at this time.
Superintendent Guy Allen urged the media and the members of the public to treat such issues with sensitivity and create an atmosphere where those with information will feel comfortable coming forward.
In other news, Grenada's incoming Acting Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie believes Grenada's best approach to guaranteeing that crime does not climb to unacceptable levels is a frontal all-country approach in addressing this serious issue. Details in this HGP Regional News item with Tiana Cole.
Mackenzie said in accepting the responsibility to lead the Royal Grenada Police Force, he is mindful of the task at hand, as the organization is at a critical juncture in tackling the issue of crime. He noted that in spite of what appears to be an increasing number of crimes reported, it is important that Grenada does not speak to doom and gloom when comparing what has happened or is happening. Quote unquote, last year our number of homicides have been in the single digit. When compared to our neighbors to the north, with similar size and population, their numbers are in the 30s and in other cases in the 60s. We have to be mindful that in discussions with colleagues in the respective countries, what is quite evident is that the issues that we are tackling, unfortunately, are also present in Grenada. The senior police officer pointed out the issue of youth delinquency, violence among the youth population, the use of firearms in the commission of a crime, and the general loss of young people on both sides, victim or accused. He said with the prison population at Richmond Hill Prison, the ratio of men to women is like 100 to 1, which speak volumes to the crisis of the youth population.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
Political analyst Peter Wickham says the expulsion of Cleon Stapleton Simmons from the Nevis Reformation Party, the NRP, will not have any impact on the party in the long term. Due to a spat between Stapleton Simmons and NPR leader Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge on who should be the opposition leader, the former was expelled from the party based on a recommendation from the NPR's disciplinary committee. Andre Huey of SKN Newsline has more.
I think the NRP is playing a long game. They understand that the reality for them is not now. It is a party that is on the ascent. The last election, they improved, they're showing. They anticipate that by the time the next election rolls around, they will be in a position to be in office. And if that is the case, they want to ensure that all of the persons associated with them are fully on board. If they felt that there was a possibility that they could edge in, they probably would have, on this occasion, walked more cautiously with her. But the definitive decision suggests to me that the NRP is playing a long game. And I think they're good on them as well. That the reality is it is not now, it is for the future. And I think that they're essentially attempting to bank on building a sure foundation with persons whom they consider to be reliable and considerably more faithful to the party. And that's the two sides I'm seeing.
Mr. Wickham also believes Stapleton Simmons does not have a political future on Nevis, as the seat she currently holds is a stronghold of the NRP.
Frankly, I don't think she has many alternatives. She could perhaps cross the floor and try to associate herself with the CCM. I'm personally not sure whether they would want to, but certainly if she wanted to, that would give her the option to have a good 5-year term. Beyond that, I'm not sure what type of future she would have. I think that she's clearly politically dead within the NRP. And I don't really know that she is in a position to pull off the same kind of feat that Asa Michael did in Antigua and Barbuda. So I think that really her only option now is to see if there's an interest in having her cross the floor. And at least she can give herself some kind of time in some kind of a ministerial position, but I think that she shot herself in the foot, frankly. I think that she's been ill-advised.
Stapleton Simmons was recently a guest on the Caribbean Current Affairs TV show, The Narrative, where she was rattled by questions about her political future by host Clarice Giaffaria.
If you were not convinced, and this wasn't a matter of conviction, that Mr. Bartlett was the best choice for the people of Nevis in a senatorial position, then you were simply trying to stop her from being opposition leader.
I do not agree with that. Can we take
No, you are. Let's move on to you're independent now, and there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not you would form an alliance with the CCM.
Okay, Calestra, can we take a pause here?
Okay,
please.
You need some. Okay, you want to end the interview or you want to pause?
No, I need to pause because I feel that the interview is becoming very combative, and I was not prepared for this, and I do not want this image of me to be out there. This is not what, I expected. Yes, you can ask me hard questions, but I just feel like we are arguing too much back and forth. And, that's not something that I want to put out there at this point in time.
The NRP, who had won 2 seats in the December 2022 Nevis Island elections, but due to a dispute between both elected representatives, no opposition leader was appointed. In order for Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to be appointed leader of the opposition, she needed the support of Stapleton Simmons, which she withheld over a disagreement who should be the opposition senator. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
There was an unintentional deportation in the Bahamas of a Jamaican national. The following represents an update from ZNS News.
And the unintentional deportation of a Jamaican national facing firearm charges could be chalked up to negligence. An investigation was set to be launched into the matter after Ramon Houghton, who was charged in separate courts for overstaying and a firearms offense, was released after serving time for one of the charges but was accidentally released and deported.
I have not received any results from that. I know the Internal Affairs section at the prison investigated it. I have not been advised that the police have been directed to investigate it. That's not to say that hasn't happened. Nobody's told me that has happened. If the police aren't called in to investigate, or if they come in and they do it very quickly, that is likely to mean that it is being put down to negligence as opposed to anything else. And then there are consequences in the disciplinary process for that as well. But as I said, the most important thing is to look at the system to make sure you address it so that it does not happen again.
Hubbard's is once again innovating the way you shop with its new online store, providing 24-hour shopping convenience. You can shop now for appliances, hardware, houseware, building material, and more. Free delivery island-wide. Start shopping now at hubbardshardware.gd. Safe, convenient, reliable.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.